What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so we're still over here on the test accounts, or the pre-update build. So, as always, I'm going to let you know that all of the kind of values that you see here, the skills, the multipliers, the damage, is still subject to change. This is not the finalization of it, so it may change from now to the live version. And also, this is brought to you by Netmarble and the Star Agents program. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at Sabretooth here. So I wanted to take a look at Sabretooth's Uncanny Avengers uniform here, just because it seemed very underwhelming during the live stream. And that's because if we go over here to the uniform, we see that there is one skill change. And if you hit the little play button right here, this is what you see. Yeah, like 2 slashes. That's very, very underwhelming. But if we go over to the skills description here and take a look at what it does, we find that it actually does quite a bit. So the skill itself here is actually going to apply all defense down as well. So that means on top of his passive applying all defense down from like all of his skills, he now has a flat all defense down. Well, not flat, but it stacks up to minus 75% right here on the third skill. So it's kind of an additional source of all defense down. You can stack it up a lot quicker, and you can get it to do a lot more burst damage because of this. And yes, it does ignore immunity, which is really good. So it does apply to world bosses. It also removes incapacitation, or it applies incapacitation now to remove buffs from enemies. And then we have the all attack, all speed, and crit rate, which is the same. And then we have the all damage immune, which is also the same for 4 seconds. But if you see at the bottom there, it says tap and hold the skill icon to charge the skill. Releasing it will commence the attack. So this little skill preview right here does not show you what happens if you actually hold down and charge up the skill. So let's go ahead and hop into the skill preview here, and we can see what that looks like, and we'll find it's a lot more significant. And I'm not usually a big fan of these charge up skills, but it seems like it works actually pretty well for Sabretooth here. So if we click this, hold it down, as you can see, accumulate more buffs, and then it goes into the slashes right here. So a lot more hits. It is an iframe, so it's going to be safe during this entire process. But if we look over here at the top, if I just tap this, boom, it shows that 4 seconds of immunity right there. But if I hold it down, look, there's 4 seconds, there's 5 seconds, there's 7 seconds. So it stacks up your damage immunity as well. It kind of buffs that up. So you're going to, on top of having the iframe, you're going to have that all damage immune for the entire time. And I think it even lasted for a little bit after this skill, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's just for the full duration of the skill. No, you have 2 seconds of it left afterwards, which is really nice. So I definitely like that change. And the all defense down, though, will not be applied until the very, very last hit. So right here, when he does that slash down from the sky, those claw slashes that come down right there is going to apply the all defense down. The skill is on a slightly longer cooldown. Well, it's the same as his third skill before. His third skill has the same cooldown, so it's the 7.5 seconds. So if you want to incorporate it into your skill rotation, again, you got to kind of be a little bit lucky with it not proccing on the very first hit, or in this case, since you want to charge this up on the very last hit, like right before this downward slash right here, because you're going to want to charge this all the way up. Boom, you're going to get your slashes, and then right about here, you're going to try to hop into the 5th skill for your damage proc, and then you take advantage of that all defense down. As you can see, it's still stacked up there. So as long as you cancel it like right when you start seeing that slash downwards, you're going to be good, and you're going to get all of the damage. So just go in right there, and boom. So let's go ahead and hop into a World Boss Ultimate stage so I can kind of show you how much this actually affects him. And before we do that, I'll just go over the uniform bonuses really quickly. It's a 10% all attack, and then increases chain hit damage by 15%, which is not bad. That chain hit damage really comes in handy, and Sabretooth does have a lot of hits on his skills that you're going to be proccing on, which is either going to be the 5th skill or probably the 3rd skill in this case, if you kind of get a little bit unlucky with the timing of your damage proc. So let's go ahead and hop over to World Boss Ultimate, and I'll see you there. Alright, so here we are at World Boss Ultimate. We're going to be using this team right here to kind of show off Sabretooth. And as you can see here, I did switch him back to his default look, and that's just so you can kind of get a comparison between the damage with and without the uniform. The uniform was still sitting at normal, if you did notice that, so I haven't upgraded it at all. We have Crescent here for that 60% physical attack for combat types, and then we have Shuri for her tier 2 passive. We're going to go in without any strikers just to see how Sabretooth does, and this is going to be Proxima stage 37, which is the highest that is available to me on this test account right here. And then we're going to see what Sabretooth can do. So let's go ahead and hop in here, switch on over, and then we're going to open up with our 5th skill, of course, get that damage in. Then we're going to get the immunity right here, hop into our normal skill rotation with Sabretooth, and then hop right back over, and then you can kind of see the damage here. And he takes a little bit of time to ramp up that all defense down because it is applied just from all the hits on his skills here from his 4-star passive and not off any one particular skill. I did that a little bit early, but you kind of get an idea of what the damage is looking like, or hopefully you're getting a good idea of what the damage is looking like here. And he's sitting with just a regular guard break immunity obelisk with a 160 proc, if I remember correctly. So nothing too special there. So, oh, we did get one-shotted there, but we got what we needed. You got to see the damage with his base kit right here. So now let's go ahead and hop over with the uniform, and we'll see what the difference is there. All right, so now we have the uniform equipped. And then, yeah, we're going to see quite a bit of a difference here, actually. So I was a little bit surprised by that when I first jumped in with the new uniform. So first of all, we're going to go here and trigger our damage proc on the 5th skill. And then we're going to start our rotation of using the 3rd skill. And again, like I said, right here at that slash. And then we're going to go in with the 5th skill. Oh, we're a little bit off there with the timing. But now it's going to stack up even more here. Get those hits in, get those hits in. Boom, and now look at that damage. That damage really starts to add up. And he's a lot actually safer to play with this new rotation because you have that, gosh, look at that damage. You have the damage immunity up, and he's just, yeah, so he always has damage immunity up, or he's going to be in an iframe with this new rotation. So he's a lot safer to play. Because of that, and he gets a lot more damage because now he has a dedicated skill that actually gives him the all defense down on top of his passive applying the all defense down. So it's kind of like having a character that had, say, all defense down on every skill that maybe stacked up to like minus 25% or something like that. But now you have that 3rd skill that stacks up to minus 75%. So now you're getting all of that minus 25% plus that minus 75% on every damage proc. So that's why we're seeing a huge increase in his damage here with this uniform. So even though there's only one skill change, I'm actually surprisingly impressed by Sabretooth's uniform here, because one of my complaints about Sabretooth and his base kit was that he was kind of hard to keep alive sometimes because you have, whoops, I just hit that once. Because after you use the 5th skill and you want to try to use that 3rd skill in your rotation, it's always off by like a second or two. So you can never really time it to keep into your skill rotation. So you're basically stuck with using like the 2nd skill right here. And then I'm using the 4th skill, and I'm waiting for that iframe right there to hopefully protect me and I don't die before that iframe goes off. But now all I got to do is worry about keeping up my damage immunity here, which is nice. And then we just hop right into the 5th skill, which is an iframe. And then as soon as the 5th skill is done, this 3rd skill is right back up. So yeah, overall, I must say they proved me wrong from the live stream. I was like, what did they do to Sabretooth? Because I really like Sabretooth. He is one of my favorite villains, or favorite mutant villains, I should say. So when I saw that he was only getting one skill change, I was a little disappointed, but it looks like it's a good one, and I definitely am looking forward to getting this uniform on my main account, so that I can kind of get a better gauge or comparison to how he performs in terms of beforehand and compared to other characters. Because again, on this test account, it's a little different. I don't have the same cards, I don't have the same stats, so I'm not really too familiar with you know, the power levels in comparison to other characters on this account. Whereas with my account, I can easily just jump right in, grab the uniform, like, oh, okay, he's getting a lot better. He's hitting more like Deadpool. He's hitting more like, you know, Quicksilver or something like that. So I have a better idea of where he compares in comparison to the other characters. So that's just going to be a quick look here at Sabretooth's new uniform. Hopefully it's made you guys a little bit more hype for Sabretooth, because I know, like I said, I wasn't very hype after seeing the initial reveal of his uniform, but yeah, that skill change seems pretty nice. So let me know in the comments below if this made you more excited for Sabretooth or not, or if you think he still needs more of a buff than this, if it was enough to satisfy you, or yeah, anything like that. So let me know, but that's going to be it for this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.